Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Greetings, welcome. And thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian Stone, helping you to design and build your aligned, authentic Reiki business. And in this episode, we're talking about how to attract clients at each stage of the Reiki business journey. Now, in the last episode, we talked about why attracting clients is so hard, and we talked about it in each of the three stages of the Reiki business journey: the Nebula, Forest, and Tower. And in this episode, we're talking about how then to attract clients in each of those stages. Now, if you haven't tuned into that episode yet, the link is down below. I highly recommend checking it out to help you understand why we are challenged to attract clients in the first place. And stick around to the end because I have a special recording for you all about attracting clients that you won't want to miss. At the beginning of our Reiki business journey, things are messy. I like to talk about it in terms of a nebula, a star nebula, where there's a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, a lot going on, stardust matter everywhere, and it's just like that at the beginning of our Reiki business journey. When we're first starting out in our Reiki business, we have the tendency to put the focus on the things that are not the best things to be doing right away. And this is especially true when it comes to attracting clients. So often when we start a Reiki business, we believe or we receive the guidance that what we need to do to start is to create a business name and design a logo and have a beautiful website. And so we pour lots of effort and energy into these things. But the perfect business name, the beautiful logo with just the right colors, and the beautifully designed website are not the things that are going to attract clients when we're first starting out. And so what I've seen over the years again and again is that Reiki practitioners will pour all of their time and energy at the beginning into the name, the logo, the website, and not on the things that actually really matter. So what really matters when we are starting our Reiki business? It is talking about Reiki. Talking about Reiki. In my work with Reiki practitioners over the years, and in my own experience of starting and growing my own Reiki business, I have found that many practitioners are afraid to be visible as a Reiki practitioner, to talk about their Reiki business, and even to talk about Reiki. Now, I talk about this in the previous episode. If this is you, you're not alone. It is very common. But the truth is that it really holds us back from creating a solid foundation for our Reiki business. And so the first thing that we need to do when we're starting a Reiki business is to talk about Reiki. To talk about it with family, friends, acquaintances, to help people get familiar with Reiki and to help people see you as a Reiki practitioner. So how exactly can we do this? Well, first of all, this fear of being seen as a Reiki practitioner often means that we're afraid to, quote, put ourselves out there in big ways. So to blast it all over social media, to get up on a stage and talk about Reiki, or to grab strangers in the street and tell them about Reiki. Now, I don't recommend grabbing strangers in the street. This is actually illegal. It's technically assault. But I also mean that we don't have to do things that feel inauthentic and misaligned. Yes, we have to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, but it doesn't mean that we have to walk down the street holding up our Reiki hands and telling everyone, I'm sending Reiki, I'm sending Reiki. Of course, if that feels aligned, go for it. But for many of us who identify as introverts, empaths, highly sensitive people, the thought of really putting ourselves out there makes us uncomfortable. But you don't have to do that. Talking about Reiki can be having simple conversations with family members at a reunion. It can look like mentioning to your coworkers that you're excited to offer Reiki sessions this weekend. It can look like talking about your experiences with Reiki, how you learned about Reiki, and how Reiki has helped you. Our clients typically, not always of course, but typically, our clients schedule with us one at a time. Our students typically sign up for our classes one at a time. And so when we have conversations one at a time, we're doing the exact things that help potential clients and students get to know us, learn about Reiki, and make the decision to book a session or sign up for a class with us. And so the simple one-on-one conversation is the most powerful. So to attract clients in the Nebula, start with talking about Reiki, having conversations, and making connections. In the Nebula, we need to be willing to be seen as a Reiki practitioner, even on a small level. That being seen doesn't mean blasting all of our whole lives all over social media, or going viral, or whatever vision we might have of what it means to, quote, be seen. Being seen just simply means that we're willing to be open and talk about Reiki, talk about our experiences with Reiki, and talk about our Reiki business. So please, in the Nebula, yes, make it that simple. It doesn't have to be any more complex than that. I have a podcast episode on talking about Reiki. I'll drop that down below in the notes, because let's also be kind and gentle with ourselves as we have challenges with talking about Reiki. It is not easy. And so if this is you too, you're not alone. But talking about Reiki, having conversations and making connections is the number one thing we need to do in the Nebula to attract clients. Stage number 2, the forest. Now remember, go back to that previous recording to find out why it's so hard to attract clients in the forest. But in the forest on our Reiki business journey is the point where we have done a little bit of building of our Reiki business. Maybe we've had some clients, but we don't have anything really consistently typically. And in the forest, we're really doing all of the things. There's a lot going on in the forest, but I'm going to focus in on a couple of key things to help you attract clients when you are in the forest. Not if you are in the forest, when. Because we've all been there or will be. One of the things we think about doing in the forest to attract clients is to lower our prices. In the forest, we're often trying all of the things to attract clients, and we're not understanding why nothing seems to be working. And one of the things that we might do to bring in more clients is lower our prices. It's very common for practitioners in the forest to lower their prices in order to make Reiki, quote, more accessible and to welcome in clients who couldn't otherwise afford Reiki. But pricing is not the problem. When it comes to attracting clients, so often our price is not the problem. Or at least it's not the problem like we think it is. Now, I talk more about this in that free training that I'm going to mention and I have available for you. But lowering our prices so often does not have the results that we think it will, and it does not, quote unquote, fix our client attraction challenges. So in the forest, you will probably be tempted to lower your prices, and I don't encourage that. Instead, I encourage continuing to have conversations and make connections, both one-on-one and on a larger scale. So always don't stop having conversations, talking about Reiki, talking about your experiences with Reiki, talking about your business and how you can help, and making connections with clients, potential clients, students, and potential students. But in the forest, when it's so hard for us to focus or to know where we should be putting our energy, I recommend at this stage developing systems. So reviewing how your clients have come to you, the ways in which they have come to you, and then systematizing that process and doing it again and again and again. Now, when I say the word system, sometimes practitioners get a little nervous about that. Some practitioners don't like the idea of structure, and the word system just feels a little too mechanical for us sometimes. But a system is just simply something that you do with intention to get a particular result. So let's say that one way past clients have come to you is when you hang up flyers. And you have found that when you hang up a flyer, you will get a couple of clients from the flyer. I would encourage then asking yourself how you can create a system out of attracting clients through hanging up flyers. So for instance, maybe you hang up a flyer at the community center and you have gotten a couple of clients from that. Okay, now can you hang up your flyer on a set schedule? Once a month, put up a new flyer. Can you hang up your flyer in other places, other community centers, libraries, or wherever else your potential ideal clients might hang out? So creating a system where you say, okay, every first Monday of the month, I go hang up my flyer at this particular location. Every second Sunday of the month, I switch out my flyer at this location. Every fourth Tuesday, I design a new flyer and refresh the information on it. Whatever it might be, this is creating a system that is repeatable, that you can do again and again, that has brought in clients before, and you know when you do it, it will bring in clients again. In this way, we are doing what I call digging deeper holes. Rather than a bunch of shallow holes. We're focusing in on the thing that gets us results, and we're doing it again and again and again. Because in the forest, where it is so hard to focus, one of the things that is really going to move our Reiki business forward is focusing in on what we see has worked and doing more of that. Now, in the third stage of the Reiki business journey, the tower. The tower is where, like I mentioned in the previous episode, we've changed, we've grown, we've evolved. We come to the tower after we have been doing the Reiki business thing for some time. There's no fixed amount of time to it, but we've been doing it enough that we come to a point where we realize that things have changed, we have changed, and now our business needs to change as well. And in the previous episode, I talked about how we are, in effect, sending out an old vibration for new clients because our business needs to change to meet our new frequency, our new vibration, our new identity. And so in the tower, in order to attract clients, we need to make some changes, oftentimes with our messaging. So we need to assess the messages that we're putting out and ask ourselves, are these still aligned? Is my messaging still aligned with who I am, who I've become, and where my business is going and where I want it to go? Oftentimes in the tower, what we want for our business and in our business changes. And it's essential for us to recognize those changes, to reflect upon them, and then to align our business with our own personal growth. And so in the tower, it's a real time of alignment, of rebuilding our Reiki business in an aligned way. And so when we are in the tower, it's essential for us to review our values, review our messaging, review those systems that we've set up in the forest. Are they still working? Are they still aligned? What needs to change? Because when we come to the tower, something needs to change. Maybe the whole business needs to change. Maybe you want to change the whole business. But something needs to change even on a much smaller level in our business. And so to attract clients in the tower, we need to continue, of course, to have conversations and make connections, but the conversations that we're having may need to shift. The people who we're having conversations with may need to shift as well. The tower is a real time of change in our business, and that means the ways in which we attract clients may really need to change. And that may be a complete overhaul or something as simple as a refinement of our messaging. So in the tower, it's time to get really clear on the clients, the students, the customers you want to attract now. Who are they? Because often in the tower, our niche, our ideal client can and does change. So in the tower, in order to attract clients, it is time to align the frequencies. Your frequency with your business's frequency, with your ideal student and client's frequency. And to make sure that everything is in alignment as you move forward, building, rebuilding your Reiki business. Now, like I mentioned, there is so much to say about attracting clients in each of the 3 stages. And that's why I've created a special training all about attracting clients at the 3 stages of the Reiki business journey. In this recording, I'm sharing with you the challenges of each of the 3 stages to help you discover where you are on the Reiki business journey. So much advice out there on attracting clients. Might be good advice. It also might not be good advice, but it might be good advice, but it might not be the best advice for where you are right now. So grab that free recording to learn more about the Reiki business stages, discover where you are, and how to attract aligned clients for your particular stage. reikibusiness.com/stages. In this recording, I'm also sharing with you the number one mindset shift that we need to make to attract clients at all stages of the Reiki business journey, and the number one reason, the real reason why we're challenged to find clients is probably not what you think it is. reikibusiness.com/stages. So, what are your tips for attracting clients? What do you think about client attraction on the Reiki business journey? Drop it down below for us and let us know. And of course, join us in the Reiki Business Collective Facebook group and tell us all about it at facebook.com/groups/Reiki Biz. Sending lots of blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.